Next on Newsmax Prime, Donald Trump is decisive, but is he conservative? Our opening panel will examine his current pronouncements and his political past. Then, from the judicial to the political, are judges aiding and abetting illegal aliens and leftist politicians with some key court decisions? Dan Stein takes stock of a disturbing trend. Plus, a major change in Miami, where what was once an abortion clinic is transformed into a pro-life counseling center. Newsmax Prime starts now. Good evening and welcome to Newsmax Prime. I'm J.D. Hayworth. Of prime interest tonight, king of the tax code. That's what Donald Trump called himself this morning, but will his tax plan help make him the next president? His campaign took off with tough talk about illegal immigration, but is he conservative enough in other areas to please the right? Miranda Khan has more from our Newsmax newsroom. Miranda?
J.D., Donald Trump has often been accused of being all style but no substance. Well, this morning on MSNBC's Morning Joe, he revealed his thoughts on revising the tax code and once again protecting the middle class.
What I want to do is I want to simplify the tax code, and I'm going to be coming out over the next month with I think, a really, look, nobody knows the tax code better than I do, okay? I know it better. I'm the king of the tax code. And I'm going to come out with a plan, a simplification, a plan, getting rid of some of the deductions, which are ridiculous and complicated. We are going to simplify the tax code, take away some of the deductions, and hedge fund guys have to pay up. Now, I'm going to lower taxes, but these hedge fund guys are making a lot of money. I mean, I could tell you I have friends that laugh about how little they pay, and it's not fair to the middle class. And the middle-income people and the middle class, we're destroying that. And, you know, that's what built this country, and we are destroying the middle class in this country. So I will have a plan. The hedge fund guys won't be happy, but pretty much everybody else is going to love it.
That message of protecting the middle class is one he's been hammering home all week. Several top conservative voices, including Charles Krauthammer and George Will, have still not bought into Mr. Trump's campaign as of yet. So the question is, can he win over the conservative base? Ron Kessler, who's known Mr. Trump for years, was on our program last night, and JD asked him that very question.
I think so. You know, in the end, we're choosing a CEO. And if you were choosing a CEO, you wouldn't have debates. You would look at the track record, the character, the accomplishments. And I think as some of those start to come out, people will start to realize that this is a guy who can really get things done.
It's something that is sure to play out over the next few weeks, especially if he's able to maintain that momentum and his growing lead over the establishment Republican candidates. JD, back to you.
Thanks, Miranda. For more on this story, we're pleased to be joined via Skype from Chicago by Eric Owens. He's a reporter for the Daily Caller, and he recently wrote an article on Mr. Trump saying that Donald must, quote, reckon with his progressive past. And also joining us via Skype from Connecticut, the former Lieutenant Governor of the state of New York, Betsy McCaughey. To you both, thanks for your time here on Newsmax Prime. So, Eric, this article that you wrote for the Daily Caller, give us a quick synopsis on how Trump needs to reckon with that conservative past.
Well, as a quick synopsis, Donald Trump is a progressive Democrat and has been a progressive Democrat since at least 1999 on virtually every issue. He's been enthusiastically pro-abortion. He's been pro-gun control. His tax plan, which he has yet to release, his last tax plan was this huge 14.25% tax on investors, essentially, that a lot of economists said would wreck the economy. He was for single-payer health care. Then he was for Obamacare. He's never said he wasn't for those things. And his immigration plan actually will allow legal status for millions of currently illegal immigrants.
Now, it's that last point, because immigration and talking about reuniting families in their country of origin or deportation is something that really attracts a lot of people who are conservatives and across the political spectrum. But Betsy, to you now, is Donald's past troubling to you? You've known him a long time.
I have known him a long time, and it isn't troubling. It is true that Donald Trump has supported Democratic candidates in the past, donated money to Democrats, But Donald Trump didn't leave the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party left him. When he was supporting the Democratic, it was a mainstream party. It believed in capitalism. It believed in the Constitution. It believed in private property. Now the chairman of the Democratic Party refuses to find any distinction, any difference between being a Democrat and a socialist. This is a party that is now fielding a socialist for president of the United States, whereas at one time, like in 1996, Bill Clinton was also for enforcing the borders. Bill Clinton was for cracking down on welfare abuse. Bill Clinton was for many of the things that Republicans are now for. And so let me emphasize again that the Democratic Party has become a fringe extremist party. It's no wonder Donald Trump is now a Republican.
Dick Morris, who often appears on this program as a political analyst, posted a video on Donald Trump and what he believes the Donald has to do to win. Let's take a listen to what Dick said, and then we'll hear what you both have to say.
The only thing that can defeat Trump, other than some horrible misstep by him, is the perception that, okay, he can get the nomination, but he can't win the election. And if he can reverse that by really building up his national favorability, then that argument won't work, and he really could go all the way.
So, Eric, is that why we're hearing Donald Trump talk all week about the middle class?
You know, I don't know. Dick Morris is traditionally wrong. He's been wrong like about everything for a long time. So in a sense, this is bad news for Donald Trump if Dick Morris says he could win. Yeah, I don't know. Donald Trump, he doesn't have a lot of policies. He keeps talking about how he's going to roll out policies, and his supporters keep saying that they're going to be radically different than the policies that he's supported for years. It seems like people who are against immigration want to latch on to an anti-immigration candidate, and it's very ironic because Donald Trump's plan absolutely allows for legal status of millions of illegal immigrants. And by the way, he hated and detested President George W. Bush, who was a Republican, obviously, from 2000 to 2008, said he was the worst president in history. You know, I just find it hard to believe that all of a sudden he's a great Republican and he thinks that Democrats are a fringe party. He said President Barack Obama was great. He said and consistently says and continues to say that Hillary is great.
Let's get Betsy's take on this.
Whether he's a
Go ahead, Betsy.
Republican is irrelevant. Donald Trump is a movement. Just like Barack Obama was a movement when he started out in 2007. And the fact is, Obama started out as a movement, and then he rolled out policies to become a legitimate candidate. And I expect that Donald Trump is going to do the same thing. But what the other Republican candidates would love is a little of that movement pizzazz, and that's what Donald Trump has.
Let's not have another Obama.
Well, it's not saying he'll be another Obama. It's saying that he has a lot of people on his side. But let me go to something else very quickly before we leave, and that's Trump on Morning Joe today, asked about a possible third party or independent run. Here's what he had to say.
As long as I'm treated fairly, that's all I want. And they've been treating me really nicely. Reince and the RNC and everybody has really been great over the last 3 or 4 weeks. Now,
oh, wow.
I've been leading in every poll by a lot. Maybe that has to do with it. But I also know them. You know, I used to be on the other side of the equation. I was the fair-haired boy for a long time.
Right,
and,
when you were giving them money. Let me ask you
when I was giving money, absolutely.
Yeah,
And let me get the last word from you, Betsy, on that. You expect him to stay in the party?
I do expect him to stay in the party. He's clearly ahead by so much that there's no reason for him to even vaguely consider a third party run.
And Eric, you get to weigh in 15 seconds.
I think it's ridiculous that Donald Trump, who is a billionaire many times over, demands to be treated fairly. Politics ain't beanbag.
It sure ain't beanbag, and right now he's excelling in terms of decisive pronouncements. Betsy, again, you say it almost sounds like the Reagan playbook. The Democrat Party didn't leave Trump, or Trump didn't leave the Democrat Party left him. We will have to leave it there. Thank you both for a most invigorating discussion. You heard what Eric and Betsy had to say. We'll see if it holds true in the days ahead. Give us your comments at newsmaxtv.com/comments.